Queen Eleanor stands firmly in the middle of a fierce storm. Her royal figure stands out against the bare trees and whirling snow. With a sad face, she looks out at the empty, snow-covered scenery, showing how cold it is and how strong her silent wishes are. She gently cradles her pregnant belly, which, against the harsh winter, is a quiet sign of hope.
I wish for a daughter with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony.
Queen Eleanor is lying still in the royal bedroom with Snow White in her arms. The baby's perfect features represent the queen's greatest wish, a moving reminder of how short-lived happiness can be. Queen Eleanor feels weak, and her eyes flutter shut, which means the end. A nurse rushes to the queen's side, but her effort is futile. Eleanor is gone, leaving an echo of what was. King Alexander is very sad as he sits on his chair in the castle throne room a year later. Lord Damien walks up and bows respectfully. His action is a sign of hope. Lady Isabella walks forward. There's no denying how beautiful she is, but her eyes show that she is very cold. Alexander observes Lady Isabella, his expression unreadable as she advances.
Your Majesty, may I present Lady Isabella, a most suitable match and a beacon of hope for our kingdom's future.
Very well. I agree to the marriage. Let us seek stability for the kingdom.
In her regal chamber, Queen Isabella stands before the magic mirror, her reflection a vision of composure. The air crackles with unspoken anticipation as she confronts the enchanted glass.
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
The mirror responds, its voice ethereal. You, my queen, are fairest of all. A subtle smile plays on Queen Isabella's lips, yet the anticipation lingers in her eyes. 10 years have passed, and the castle gardens now host the radiant joy of Snow White, her laughter echoing through the air. Her beauty is a beacon, drawing the eye and capturing the heart. Unseen, Queen Isabella observes from a high window, her expression shadowed by a fleeting glimpse of envy. The innocence of youth contrasts sharply with the simmering darkness of the queen's hidden thoughts. A subtle shift in the air, a silent promise of conflict brewing beneath the castle walls. Queen Isabella stands before the magic mirror, a tempest of hope and dread brewing within. She leans in, her eyes searching the mirror's depths for answers.
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
The mirror responds with chilling finality. My queen, you are fair, it's true, but Snow White is now 1,000 times fairer than you. In the dimly lit chamber, Queen Isabella sits on her ornate throne, radiating a chilling, regal aura. Huntsman Jacob bows before her, a dark omen hanging heavy in the air.
Jacob, you are to take Snow White into the forest. Kill her. Bring back her heart as proof of your deed.
In the heart of the dark forest, Snow White skips along, blissfully unaware of the grim task ahead. Huntsman Jacob leads her deeper into the woods, his face hidden in shadow as he contemplates his dark purpose. Sunlight catches the glint of Jacob's dagger as he steels himself, ready to fulfill his duty. But the innocence in Snow White's eyes shatters Jacob's resolve, leaving him faltering. In the heart of the dark forest, Jacob's voice breaks, confessing Isabella's dark scheme. He grabs Snow White's hands, his grip tight with desperate urgency, begging her to flee into the forest's embrace.
Hide deep in the forest and never return.
Spotting a wild boar, Jacob acts with swift, brutal efficiency. He clutches the boar's heart tightly, a grim trophy in his trembling hand. With heavy steps, Jacob begins his sorrowful trek back to Isabella, the weight of his actions pressing down on him. In the heart of the deep forest, dusk descends, casting long shadows that swallow Snow White's hope. Lost and consumed by terror, Snow White stumbles through the dense, darkening woods, each step heavier than the last. Her strength fails. She trips, a heart-wrenching fall into despair. Sobbing, she lies prostrate on the cold forest floor, her tears mingling with the earth. Through tear-filled eyes, a faint light in the distance, a fragile promise in the overwhelming darkness. Hope flickers as a distant light offers a fragile promise in the overwhelming darkness. Snow White approaches a quaint cottage, its windows glowing with a warm, inviting light. A fragile hope flickers in her heart as she timidly reaches out to knock. Hesitantly, she steps across the threshold, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and curiosity. The dwarf's cottage glows warmly, a haven of rest after Snow White's arduous travels. Drawn by hunger, Snow White approaches the 7 tiny table settings. She tastes each dish, a fleeting moment of solace before exhaustion claims her. Her strength failing, Snow White succumbs to sleep on the 7th bed. Beneath the open sky, the gem mine comes alive with the spirited energy of 7 dwarfs. Their voices merge in joyful chorus as they begin another day's labor. The mine echoes with the sounds of pickaxes striking stone, a symphony of work and camaraderie. Each swing is a testament to their unity, transforming labor into a lively celebration. Gems glint in the sunlight, mirroring the joy reflected in their eyes. Their work complete, the dwarfs stand together, a symbol of harmony and shared purpose. The dwarf's cottage door creaks open, revealing shadowy figures against the night. They cautiously enter, their eyes widening at the sight of Snow White asleep. Astonishment and wariness mingle on their faces as they huddle together. Their whispers fill the small cottage, a mix of curiosity and disbelief. Captivated, they gaze upon Snow White's serene beauty, their hearts touched. In the dwarf's quaint cottage, Snow White awakens, sunlight painting the room with a golden glow.
And so, the queen, in her jealous rage, ordered my huntsman to take my life. But he couldn't bring himself to do it and told me to flee into the forest.
Well, I'll be. A queen wanting you dead?
Sounds like trouble to me. We don't need no princesses bringing trouble.
We could offer her shelter in exchange for, say, cooking and cleaning.
I would be forever in your debt. I can cook and clean, and I promise to be no trouble.
Bathed in the golden light of dawn, Queen Isabella stands poised before her enchanted mirror, a vision of regal anxiety and desperate hope. Her gaze intensifies as the mirror awakens, swirling with ethereal light, promising the validation her vanity so desperately craves. The mirror clears, revealing Snow White, radiant and carefree, her laughter echoing through the cozy cottage of the 7 dwarfs. A mask of fury descends upon Isabella's face, shattering her regal composure as jealousy and rage consume her. Her knuckles whiten as her grip tightens on the edge of the nearby table, her inner turmoil threatening to erupt. The sun is making long, scary shadows on her angry face in the queen's bedroom, which makes her anger grow. On a forest path, an old peddler woman shuffles along, her face shadowed by wrinkles and a floppy hood. She clutches a weathered basket filled with vibrant, colorful ribbons, a stark contrast to her somber attire. The dense trees begin to part, revealing the dwarf's cottage in the distance. The cottage emerges further into view, promising a turn in Isabella's shadowed journey. Isabella continues her approach, clutching the basket with grim determination as she nears the dwarf's cottage. In the quiet of the dwarf's cottage, Snow White stands alone, her gaze drawn to a silk ribbon. Defying warnings, Snow White opens the cottage door to the sly smile of Isabella. Isabella, with a sinister grin, secures the ribbon tightly around Snow White's waist. The ribbon constricts, stealing Snow White's breath. She faints, collapsing to the floor. The exhausted dwarfs return to their humble dwelling after dark. Their faces are weary after day-long effort. Snow White sleeps on the floor until the creaking wooden door breaks their sleepy serenity. A wave of terror washes over them as they rush to Snow White's side, their hearts pounding with dread. In a desperate act, one dwarf produces a knife, its sharp blade glinting in the dim light as he cuts the binding ribbon. Snow White gasps for breath, life returning to her still form as color floods back into her face. Isabella, disguised as a humble comb maker, treads along a forest path bathed in sunlight. Her grip tightens on the wooden box, its ordinary exterior concealing the enchanted comb within. Sunlight filters through the trees, casting dappled shadows that dance around Isabella as she moves deeper into the forest. The path stretches ahead, winding and uncertain, mirroring the delicate balance between deception and destiny that Isabella now embodies. With each step, Isabella ventures further into the heart of the unknown, carrying the enchanted comb and the weight of her secret mission. In the tranquil cottage, Snow White finds herself utterly alone. A cunning comb maker appears, her eyes glinting with ill intent as she tempts Snow White with a beautiful comb. The comb maker persuades her to try on the comb. As soon as it touches her hair, she falls into a deep sleep. Isabella, disguised as a farmer's wife, begins her journey down the verdant forest path. Her footsteps are silent as she travels through the forest, a woven basket hanging from her arm. The basket is brimming with ripe, glistening apples, their colors a temptation in the sunlight. Among the ordinary fruit, one apple shines, a stark contrast of deep crimson and pure white. This apple, unlike the others, gleams with an almost magical allure, hinting at secrets unknown. In the cozy cottage, Snow White eyes the apple with deep suspicion, her instincts screaming. The farmer's wife, with a deceptive smile, takes a bite of the white side of the apple. Seemingly unaffected, she offers reassurance, masking her dark intentions. Reassured by the ruse, Snow White hesitantly bites into the tempting red side. The poison takes hold, and Snow White collapses to the floor, her life force extinguished. Stillness descends as Snow White lies motionless, the apple rolling away. Doc carefully puts Snow White in a crystal coffin. As the sun dances on the clear surface, tears run down his face. Prince Valiant rides through the dense forest, the sounds of his horse echoing through the trees. Emerging into a clearing, Prince Valiant's gaze is ensnared by the crystal coffin. He dismounts, his eyes captivated by Snow White's ethereal beauty within the crystal.
Please, kind sirs, I beg you. Let me take her.
The crystal coffin reflects the light, Snow White's beauty seemingly untouched by slumber. In the sun-drenched courtyard, servants carry Snow White's ornate coffin, their faces etched with sorrow, a scene of final farewell.
What? What happened?
Snow White! You're alive! I love you! Will you marry me?
Yes, Valiant. Yes.